Okay, Ntombi Zodwa is saying being in a relation, especially a spiritual gifted child, is really tiring. You get to be in relations, that relationship, then boom, they disappear. Meeting a soulmate as in Zunza child, rare. Okay, all right. Okay. And I want to understand, how does ancestors choose a person for us? This one is a deep one, the ancestors and the choosing. Remember, before you go in a relationship, you need to understand yourself. You need to understand yourself. Sometimes we go in a relationship for bad reasons, right? Bad reasons. What I mean by bad reasons means that someone comes to your life, and before you think about what it is that you want, right? And as well, we don't understand the people who are coming to us as well. What have they experienced as well? So you find that at that particular moment, it's like they're coming, they're giving you something that you need. Like let's say you wanted something sweet at that particular moment, they come with it, but it was not what your soul needs. It was at that moment you wanted that. So they give it to you, and after that, you don't necessarily need them. You can feel that you don't need them as well. I'm being metaphorical here. So I want to go to relationship properly. As well, there are things that, when people are coming to us, there are things that when we relax, we reveal to them things that are still lacking within us. Then you'll find that that relationship doesn't last, because as well, what they wanted from you is not what they actually need. Even for them, it was temporary what they wanted. So you find that the relationship don't last. Sometimes the reason why ancestors will guide us towards the people who will be suitable for us, meaning that you find someone, you ask your ancestors to guide you in relation, you ask them to look into the person that you're with, is to avoid a lot of things. So they can look into the person, they can see if someone is struggling, the person that you're dating is struggling, or they're going through a lot of things that need healing. So they can help you understand the person that you're dating, right? So you'll be able to know how to deal with them, know how to be there for them. I'm not talking about sexual, right? I'm talking about as in, what they need, what you can help them at that particular moment when you're together. And sometimes the reason why they will show that the person is not right for you is that some people are coming with a lot of baggage. So it's difficult for you. Your soul won't be able to nicely progress around that particular person. So they'll guide you against that kind of relationship. Or sometimes even you feel energetically that you're not aligning with that person at that time, especially when you're going through your spiritual awakening, because you purify, right? You purge a lot of things that are not needed, that your soul has gone through. You purge. So when you meet someone and someone still have that bit of that baggage, so it's going to be difficult for your energy to be good around that kind of a person. So you'll find that they just go as well. They just go. They just don't feel you. It's like metaphorically, you smell for them, right? As in, you don't want to be around something that has got a bad kind of smell that you can't breathe around, right? I'm just talking about metaphorically, as in, you don't want to be around that kind of thing, right? So ancestors will guide us. They will show us things that we need to heal. Sometimes it's not even about healing. Some things about us that we need to understand. We need to know ourselves first. So your ancestors will show you, right? Will show you the kind of person you are. Sometimes we forget that bit of ourselves. We wear a mask for too long that we think that we are what we are not, right? And then you meet someone while you're wearing a mask. You meet someone as well, they're wearing a mask. And then a little bit of the mask, when that person remove it for a little bit and you see something that it is the real person, you tend to not want to be around them, because you're seeing something sometimes, that things that you don't want to see. Or the people see in you the things that they don't want to see. Things that are lacking within you that they don't want to deal with at that particular moment. You'll find that people will leave you, right? So that is why sometimes it is always good that when we meet people, we ask our ancestors to look at those people that we are dating, or the people that we are meeting, or the people that we want to be around, we want to be with. Now, when it comes to soulmate and those relationships that are spiritually bound to happen, and they'll be there and they last, and some kind of soul partnership and stuff like that. These are different spiritual kind of things that they're going to happen. You're going to meet those people, no matter how long it takes. You will meet them. You will come into, how do I say? You'll get to meet them at the right time, when you're ready to meet them. And as well, do depend on the kind of person you meet and what are they there to help you with in your spiritual path as part of your soul journey. So you'll be guided towards the people who you are meant to meet, right? You are meant to meet. So some you might meet earlier on, you find that the relationship don't last, and then later on, when you're ready, you meet them again, and you find that this is your person that the relationship lasts and stuff like that. So it will really depend on individuals, person to person. But first, you need to know yourself. You need to know what you want. You need to know what you like. I'm not talking about materialistic things, right? I'm not talking about you wearing your mask wearing self. I'm talking about you as an individual. You need to know yourself first before you can let others inside. I mean, you can let some people come into. It sounds like I'm talking a different language when I'm saying that, isn't it? Especially when you're talking about relationship. I mean, you need to know yourself before you know about someone. You need to know yourself so that you can teach people about, you can let people know about who you are, not the mask wearing self, right? So it's always good to try to understand ourselves first. And sometimes a lot of things, our life experiences as well, can mess us up in a way that we no longer understand ourselves. We tend to rely on the artificial bit of ourselves to think that that's what we are, and that's what we're supposed to be to others as well, right? Which can be difficult, especially when you want to be in a relationship with someone. Okay, all right. I was talking to no, don't be Zodwa. I want to understand how ancestors choose a person for us. And I spoke about that in many videos about ancestors. That sometimes the way that they will guide us towards someone as well. Remember that when you're in this spiritual path, you'll understand as you go along, especially in this ascension, that the people you meet, each person plays an important role in your spiritual path, especially if you are a spiritual person. You get to understand why certain relationship will stay, certain relationship won't stay in your life as part of your learning experiences around those relationships. So each person plays an important role. And what you learn from the people that you meet as well, you get to understand why we meet people at a particular time, and why relationships don't last at that time, and what it is that those people were revealing to us about ourselves. Remember that we are learning. When we meet people, we tend to learn a lot about ourselves as well. So as you grow, you see that each person opens a little bit of you. Thobela Debbie. Yes. Yeah, it's a difficult one. Relationship is a difficult one. If sometimes, like what they say, that we learn the wrong way to look at relationships as well. Sometimes the people we're supposed to learn from as we are going, they don't show us the bit of relationship, which is the normal kind of relationship. Sometimes, remember that not everyone goes through that. So we look around us and we see things that look like relationship, but it's not the kind of relationship that we need, that our soul needs. So that's why that sometimes on this path as well, ancestors will teach us about what relationship is supposed to be like, especially when they are opening your heart chakras and they're opening that sacred bit of things. They'll teach you about what it is expected, the right way of expecting a partner to be like. When they're teaching us about ourselves, meaning that the bit of ourselves that needs to be balanced within ourselves. Like as a person, to know yourself, you need to know deep within yourself the bit of yourself that is more revealing to the outside person that you're meeting as a partner or boyfriend or girlfriend. All right? So they'll teach you about that, especially when they go through the chakra bit, the balancing of energies. And then you understand that, oh, wow, no wonder why I was not connecting with someone. It's because that person came with that. And as well, I came with this. And then remember that a lot of this, you have to look at yourself, not the person who's coming to you. You need to look at yourself first, meaning that you understand yourself first. All right. All right, you're welcome, and Tombi Zodo, you're welcome. Yes, I was going to talk about relationships in more detail, but I don't know. Somehow I'm not getting that kind of energy. Like I was meant to be talking about this. When it comes to human beings, now go the Mandawi road. When it comes to human beings, right? Each person is linked to a person that when they meet, the connection will be clear. You understand. Okay, let me put it in that way. To love someone, you need to love yourself first. To love someone, you need to love yourself first. Now, how do you love yourself if you don't know what love's supposed to feel like? How do you love yourself if you don't know what love is supposed to feel like? Right? Now, that is a big one, right? How do you know how to love someone? How do you know how to give love to someone when you cannot give that love to yourself? Now, sometimes, like what I'm doing here, I'm giving you an example. What I'm doing here, I came to this live session because I was trying to read, and I realized my brain, I'm not in the mood for reading. So I wanted distraction. So I thought I might as well give my time and be here and be on this live session and talk to people, like-minded people like me, as a form of distraction, because I couldn't read. I had a little bit of a headache. So I came here. So you see, even in relationship, it's like that. Like I found distractions that, like I'm now, like I was saying, that the headache went and I'm feeling good because I'm doing what I like. So it is a quick fix for me, quick fix. So even in relationships, it's like that. When you don't want to deal with the beat of yourself, sometimes we try to go outside to find some excitement, something that will fulfill that beat of yourself, that will make you feel whole, right? It will make you feel whole. So when you are in that process of trying to find someone to make you feel whole, you find a partner, you find a boyfriend or girlfriend at that particular time, and they distract you from going within to know yourself, to try to understand yourself. So you get them and they give you that quick fix. Like you get excited, you be around them, you're excited. They say things that you think you like to hear that particular moment and stuff like that. And you kind of feel like you are in love, right? And for a moment you feel like that beat is fulfilled. But as time goes on, you realize that we are actually not connecting here. There's something still missing here, right? Still, something is still missing. Because that quick fix was given, right? Now you're going back to remembering yourself. Like the thing that made you even decide to go out there to get someone to make you feel that niceness. And when they're no longer giving it to you, or you are no longer giving it to them, that's when you see that that relationship goes. Someone goes somewhere else, or you go, and stuff like that. And then you try to find another quick fix as well. Again, you meet another person, they fulfill that light bit for you, they fulfill that little bit for you, and you stay there for a little bit. As well, when time goes, you realize that it is not what you needed, but they kind of were fulfilling that bit for you. So you get attached to things that are not you, but those are the things that are distracting you, that particular person. You tend to lean towards the people who gives you that quick fix. I'm not talking sexual here. I'm not talking sexual. Yeah, sexual is nice. Yes, it is nice. But we were talking about as in emotions, mentally, how you feel around people and stuff like that. People are making you happy for that moment and stuff like that. And then you realize there's nothing here in common. As in, I'm talking about as in simple forms. There's nothing in common and stuff. And then, some problems then. Because we don't think about what it is that we want, or what it is that we are lacking, right? What it is that we are lacking within us, what is lacking within us. Anyway, I think that is just that. I think we'll talk about relationship properly in another session. Yes, we need to talk about it. Relationship is difficult because you have to look at yourself. A lot of the time we tend to look at the people as someone is like this. Oh, it's not the kind of the person was treating me like this, someone was treating me like that. But most of the time we need to look at ourselves. If we want to heal, we want to understand ourselves before we invite someone into our lives. And Togoza Makamatele Media Pro. Yes. Is a difficult one, that one. Relationships is a difficult one. Is a difficult one. Is a difficult one. And when we don't heal, we go around messing each other, especially when it comes to relationship. When we don't heal, we go around messing each other. As men, as females, we go and mess each other. Coming with baggages and meeting someone with your baggage that you can't even look at inside them to see what it is that you can discard, what it is that you can keep. it can mess the people that we link up with. And remember, with every relationship that you get into, since when you're meeting in that way, like the moment you go, like when it becomes sexual, meaning that energetic field are getting aligned, any kind of relationship that you got into, that when you're healing, you're gonna go and look into that bit of yourself. And healing that bit is not easy. I put it as in when you go kissing lots of frogs, which every frog, you need to look at it, you need to heal. So when you're healing as a spiritual person, remember that we are all spiritual. When you're healing, especially when you're meeting another person, going to another relationship, you're gonna have to face what it is, why the first relationship failed, in order to heal, to move to the next one. You need to understand what failed in it. So if you're not getting any ideas of what made the relationship fail, I'm not talking about, oh, someone said, I don't want to be with you again, or someone said this, or I said, I don't want to be with you because I felt like maybe, oh, they were not fulfilling this bit for me. Remember, these are the things that we sometimes think that are the reason that we couldn't be in a long-lasting relationship with someone, when it's not that. This is just the things that we are materialist, we are seeing physically, or we get an idea that this could be what made the relationship not last. But when we are going deep, I'm talking about healing now, when we are going deep, trying to understand ourselves, how we were in that kind of relationship, meaning that we go into the spiritual, the healing bit of things. We need to find out why we were in that way with that particular person, why they were in that way with us, what we could have done, what we could have corrected, what we could have, what we take from there, if it's going to help us in the next relationship as well, so that when you go into the next one, then we know, we look properly at things that are happening there to see if we are not repeating something that was not right, went wrong in the first one, in the first relationship, or the things that we didn't look deep and think properly about and heal in the first relationship, the thing that made us separate or go our separate ways in the first one. So each relationship, we are learning something from it. But sometimes when we're moving from one place, one relationship to another, we don't tend to look back to see what actually happened there. We're just taking things at face value. We don't look deep within. You understand? So when ancestors are coming in this regard, to correct us, they will show us, they will start showing us what we are like, right? What we are like. Then they show us what we were like previously, before even this relationship that we tend to go from one to another and from one to another. What we were like, right? What we were like. So meaning that they take you back to those young years, where they can show you what went wrong, why things keep on following you in that order. And those things are messing up relationships with others.